Young teens will soon be able to roll up their sleeves and get the Pfizer COVID vaccine, possibly as early as this week. The Food and Drug Administration announced that the vaccine is safe and effective to give to children 12 to 15 years old on an emergency use basis. The push is on to vaccinate middle and high school students before school begins this fall. Sonia Goen spoke with a Maple Grove family who says this is the first step in getting back to a normal routine.
12-year-old Hannah Johnson is a very talented and busy girl. She plays the violin in the Greater Youth Symphony, and the Osseo Middle School student loves sports. She's on 2 lacrosse teams and just recently wrapped up playing hockey for the Osseo Maple Grove Association.
Hockey is a big thing for her. She loves it.
Hannah's mom, Maya Nishikawa, says the hockey team had to be quarantined a few times this winter.
We were always hearing about cases popping up, and things were on the rise at that time. So yeah, we were concerned, but at the same time, we wanted her to have experiences, right?
Hannah's parents want her to be a kid and not worry about getting COVID-19 or spreading it to others.
We plan on getting her vaccinated because she gets in contact with more people than anyone else in our house.
However, some parents are hesitant to give their young teens the vaccine. A report by the Kaiser Family Foundation shows 3 in 10 parents of children ages 12 to 15 say they will get their child vaccinated as soon as the vaccine is available.
Not only is incredibly effective, in fact, they had what they call 100% effectiveness in 12 to 15-year-olds in their study. No one who got this vaccine ended up getting COVID.
Meanwhile, Hannah's parents say the vaccine is the opportunity for her to socialize and be a normal kid again this summer.
So she can actually go to her sleepaway camp with the Girl Scouts that she missed last year, and then she'll have day camps for hockey. And, you know, she wants to get out and be with her friends.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The Hennepin Health Brooklyn Park Clinic we spoke with says they will be ready to administer the Pfizer vaccine to young teens as soon as it is approved. Meanwhile, Wayzata schools this week announced that masks will no longer be required when students are outside, and that includes recess. The change took effect on Monday. Students will still be encouraged to social distance on the playground, and masks will still be required indoors at least through May 28th, when a statewide requirement will be lifted. The Osseo Police Department is urging caution after a resident was hit by a scam claiming to be with Minnesota law enforcement. The resident received an email asking for donations to benefit the Osseo Police Department. Police Chief Shane Mickelson says it's one of the first times the department has been used to scam others.
Using law enforcement to try to scam people, I was very frustrated in the fact that someone would actually think of this. You really need to ask the right questions, making sure you investigate, looking up maybe the phone number they called from online.
Mickelson says personal information should not be needed for donations. He says if someone calls or emails you asking for money, that should indicate suspicious activity. When COVID-19 first hit last year, many companies shut down their offices and asked employees to work from home. It wasn't the most ideal situation for a Maple Grove woman who is a self-described people person. But as Delane Cleveland explained, she came up with a fun and innovative way to bring joy and laughter to her coworkers.
Okay.
For a little more than a year, Therese Linscheid has had to work from home.
So on my phone, I have 3,000 emails.
Some people find it convenient, yet it's not something she particularly enjoys.
I'm kind of chatty and I enjoy, interacting with people. So it's been really difficult to be home.
But early in the pandemic, Therese came up with a unique idea.
We all wear a lot of hats, in our role as an admin. So I took selfies with different hats on and sent them to the group.
You see,
this is my closet.
Therese owns a lot of hats.
This one was Maleficent, and then this was from The Mask.
And her walk-in closet is basically a treasure trove of outfits.
The Penguin.
So she decided,
like the Danny DeVito Penguin,
to put them,
Indiana Jones,
and her creative talents,
I was a doll,
to good use.
That made people pretty uncomfortable.
As a way to entertain and inspire her Cargill coworkers.
Now that we're at home, I'm dressing for my day. This is my work day, so I'm just gonna, have fun with my work wardrobe.
Nearly every day, she'd dress up as historical figures like Albert Einstein, characters from well-known movies like Shrek, or other famous people from the world of pop culture.
Nobody told me I couldn't do it, so I just gave it a shot.
And every morning, except for holidays and weekends, photos of her dressed like this would go into people's inboxes or social media feeds.
I'm up to 161 Instagram followers, so I'm quite the influencer.
Week after week,
These eyes were from Velma from Scooby-Doo.
she came up with new ideas.
I assume that everybody has these types of things at their house.
While she may not be a hoarder,
These awesome feet.
let's just say that Therese has held on to a few things over the years.
These are my horns.
These props from old Halloween costumes, combined with other random things around the house, found new life during the pandemic.
Once you put a little bit of paint on it, it just looked pretty awesome.
Awesome is probably the best way to describe this do-it-yourself activity,
There we go. We'll go full screen.
which officially came to an end on March 18th, exactly 1 year after she started this project. And in her final post, she showcased her artistic talent and essentially became one with a painting.
I thought, well, how would I end? So I decided to end somewhat like I began, with kind of just blending in and fading in.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Therese says her posts are actually more popular now that she's stopped doing them than when she was dressing up on a daily basis. She hasn't ruled out resuming the activity, but she says round 2 would not be an everyday thing. We'll be right back.